Who invented bricks? The story behind one of humanity's greatest inventions. Before humans built cities, before kings ruled kingdoms, before history was even written, our ancestors faced one challenge every single day. Where could they find shelter? From caves to skyscrapers, the story of civilization can be told through one surprisingly simple invention, the brick. But who invented the first brick? Why did humans need it? And how did a lump of mud become one of the greatest building materials in history? Let's travel back more than 10,000 years to discover how bricks changed the world forever. Long before villages existed, prehistoric humans were nomadic hunter-gatherers. They followed migrating animals, gathered wild fruits and plants, and rarely stayed in one place for long. Their shelters were temporary. Some lived inside caves, while others built simple huts from branches, grass, leaves, animal hides, bones, and even mammoth tusks in colder regions. These shelters provided protection, but only for a short time. Strong winds could tear them apart. Heavy rain soaked them. Fire could destroy them. Every time people moved, they had to build again. Then, around 12,000 years ago, human history took a remarkable turn. People began farming. Instead of following food, they started growing it. Permanent villages appeared beside rivers, and families needed homes that could last for years instead of days. That new way of life demanded a completely new building material. After seasonal floods, early farmers noticed something unusual. The muddy soil left behind by rivers hardened under the hot sun. Curious, they began experimenting. They mixed clay, river mud, sand, water, and chopped straw into a thick mixture. It was pressed into simple wooden molds or shaped by hand and left to dry in the sun for several days. The result was the world's first sun-dried mud brick. Straw turned out to be an important ingredient. It acted like tiny fibers, helping hold the bricks together and reducing cracks as they dried. For the first time, people could stack uniform blocks into straight walls. Families built homes with several rooms, stored grain safely, protected themselves from wild animals, and created permanent villages. Without realizing it, these early farmers had taken one of the first steps toward civilization. Some of the earliest brick-built communities still amaze archaeologists today. Around 800 BC, the ancient city of Jericho was already using mud bricks to build permanent homes, defensive walls, and massive towers thousands of years before the Egyptian pyramids were constructed. A few centuries later, around 7500 BC, another extraordinary settlement appeared in what is now Turkey. It was called Catalhoyuk. People walked across rooftops, climbed down ladders through openings in the roofs, coated their walls with smooth white plaster. These early communities proved that mud bricks could support permanent urban life. As villages expanded into towns, bricks became even more important. In Mesopotamia, between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, good building stone was scarce, but clay was everywhere. So people built homes, temples, palaces, and giant ziggurats almost entirely from mud bricks. Meanwhile, in ancient Egypt, everyday life looked very different from the famous pyramids. Many people imagine all of Egypt was built from stone. In reality, ordinary Egypt was built from mud bricks. Each year, the Nile River flooded, leaving behind rich mud. Egyptian workers mixed this mud with sand, straw, and water, then trampled the mixture barefoot before pressing it into wooden molds. After drying beneath the hot Egyptian sun, the bricks were used to build homes, granaries, bakeries, military forts, palaces, and city walls. Remarkably, some Egyptian mud bricks still preserve the fingerprints of the workers who made them more than 3,000 years ago. Even today, archaeologists can often identify an ancient civilization simply by measuring the size and proportions of its bricks. Broken bricks were rarely wasted. Many were crushed and reused in new buildings, making recycling a common practice thousands of years before the modern world. But sun-dried bricks had one serious weakness: rain. Water could slowly soften them until entire walls collapsed. Then builders made an accidental discovery. Bricks placed near large fires became much harder. This simple observation led to one of humanity's greatest technological breakthroughs. Instead of drying bricks in the sun, they baked them inside kilns. The intense heat permanently transformed the clay into ceramic. Fired bricks became far stronger and more resistant to rain, insects, and weather. With stronger bricks came taller buildings, stronger city walls, longer-lasting roads, bridges, baths, temples, and public buildings. One simple improvement, adding fire, allowed civilizations to grow larger and survive longer. As trade spread across continents, so did brick-making knowledge. The Greeks refined construction methods. The Romans transformed brick-making into a massive industry, using standardized molds and enormous kilns to build roads, aqueducts, bathhouses, forts, amphitheaters, and cities across Europe. The Industrial Revolution changed brick-making once again. Machines replaced hand molding. Coal-fired kilns produced millions of identical bricks every year. Today, automated factories manufacture bricks that are stronger, lighter, and more energy efficient than ever before. Engineers now design specialized bricks for insulation, earthquake resistance, and environmentally friendly construction. Yet despite thousands of years of innovation, the basic idea has never changed. Take earth, shape it, dry it or fire it, then build. Even today, billions of bricks are produced using the same principle first discovered by early farming communities over 10,000 years ago. No single person invented the brick. It was a discovery shared across countless generations who observed nature, learned through experience, and passed their knowledge from one civilization to the next. Some of the oldest known mud bricks are now more than 10,000 years old. They remind us that history's greatest inventions are not always the most complicated. Sometimes, they begin with nothing more than earth, water, straw, and human curiosity. In many ways, the story of the brick is the story of civilization itself.